All right, today we have a clip here of Fox News saying that store employees should be armed in order to prevent theft. Here it
So
is.
I don't understand why, if you have a supermarket or any kind of store, you have these guys that just hang out and they wait till the people leave, then they take their stuff and they get like 10%.
You get like a posse.
Yeah, it's a
And it would
posse.
be like
It's
this.
basically a product posse.
like
And so they just hang out there, and then it's like, so you get, let's say they take $500 worth of stuff, they get $50 if they take the stuff from them. It actually sounds like a lot of fun for kids for a summer job. Hang out, hang
You're
out.
gonna get so many people beaten up.
Yeah.
If I can just get one person beaten up, Charlie, I've done my job. But the
gotten
thing
the
is,
goal
I don't
done.
want, but I guess what I'm telling you is that if this is legal, why can't taking that stuff away from them be legal?
You should go steal it back. But
Yes.
it's true. I mean, if you're an hourly worker,
Okay, so a little bit of background here before we continue with the clip and address how out of touch these crazy motherfuckers are. So there was a employee at a supermarket that is owned by Kroger in Colorado who filmed the video that they just showed there. He filmed some people stealing a whole bunch of detergent, and he got fired. He got fired for filming. These people steal the detergent. And this is a article from Outkick, and whoever wrote it is, I think they're a fucking idiot. Filming thieves at your workplace in an attempt to help authorities catch criminals is apparently a fireable offense these days. Just ask the now former Colorado supermarket employee Santino Barola, who was fired after filming a group of thieves who stole a car full of laundry detergent. And he said that he sat down with his union rep and they recommended termination. The supermarket chain is a subsidiary of Kroger, which apparently has a policy against any of its employees intervening during theft. In other words, a store has a policy that bans its employees from trying to keep items from being stolen. Now, I don't know how out of touch this dumbass is, but almost every big store chain or stores that are owned by big chains have policies against this, okay? I have been working in retail for the past 2 years. I have worked at a bunch of different stores. You cannot, unless you are part of an asset protection team, you, as a regular employee, are not allowed to intervene when someone steals something. The reason is because if you get injured or killed, if you get killed on the job, the company has to pay for that. And we all know that corporations don't care about anything but money. This is not something that's hard to understand. And this guy, Mark Harris, is sitting there saying, well, you can't help the cops catch the criminals. No, it's an actual fucking safety thing. But these people are too dumb to understand that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for people to chase after regular employees, chase after criminals when they could literally be putting their life, in danger, mortal danger.
who's just trying to make an honest living. I've watched this happen in New York City, and people come in and just steal everything. It's like, what's the point?
No, I actually love that.
What I don't understand.
Be legal.
You should go
What she
steal it
said.
back. But
Yes.
it's true. I mean, if you're an hour
No. What these people are saying here is some of the most dangerous, out of touch, worst advice I've ever heard. If you see somebody stealing something from a store, do not go try to steal it back. Do not attempt to do that shit. Do not follow them. Do not chase them. On my first day, this is literally what happened to me. On my first day working in retail at a grocery store, I was outside helping unload plants because I was part of the produce team, and I was unloading flowers. And this guy ran in. He told the lady at the register that he wanted a carton of cigarettes, and after she got the carton out of the little lockbox thing, he ran out and didn't pay for them. And the only person at my store that is allowed to chase people is the main manager on duty, and she didn't really chase him. And my manager, who was with me, standing right next to me at the time, we both saw it because we were standing outside, said, don't ever chase after them. He said, don't ever chase after them because your ass will get fired. That's literally what he said to me. So, I don't know what kind of bubble these dumb-ass people live in. These people have never worked a real job in their life. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's ridiculously irresponsible for them to say this shit on national TV, in my opinion.
worker who's just trying to make an honest living. I've watched this happen in New York City, and people come in and just steal everything. It's like, what's the point?
How did that didn't make any sense? Again, if you are like someone like a cashier or part of some department like this, if you're not part of a store that has a team or people dedicated to preventing theft, you, again, what she just said didn't make any fucking sense at all. You're an hourly worker trying to have a living wage, and people come in and steal stuff. What's the point? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Because other people steal stuff, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to work or lose their job.
I love that idea. I think that you could, but you'd want people to kind of know what they were doing. You'd want armed people to be doing it and to do it.
No. You don't want armed people to do it. And I have just a couple of real examples that I can provide here of why you don't want armed people to prevent theft, because it's not a good idea, and people are going to get hurt, and it's just irresponsible and stupid. So some of you may have heard about this, and I don't remember if I covered this or not. I was going to, but then I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to. But Walgreens employee claims self-defense in shooting of pregnant woman workers say was caught shoplifting. So this is back from April of this year. A woman who was 7 months pregnant was shot by a Walgreens employee in Nashville, Tennessee this week after he suspected she had stolen cosmetics from the store's pharmacy, police said. Now she and her newborn baby remain hospitalized after undergoing an emergency C-section. A Walgreens team leader, this guy was in charge. This guy literally managed other people. Shot 24-year-old Travansha Ferguson, apologize if I pronounced that name wrong, in the store's parking lot on Wednesday evening after he followed her out the store when he was tipped off of the alleged shoplifting. Mitarius Boyd, again, I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, who is 21, claims he fired his semi-automatic weapon in self-defense because he said he was in fear and didn't know if Ferguson or another woman she was with were armed. See, now this is why people don't fucking need to be armed, okay? This is why people don't need guns. Because this guy shot a 7 months pregnant woman because he thought she was armed. That's not a fucking normal thing to do, okay? Another employee told Boyd 2 women were allegedly shoplifting cosmetics from the store. He began recording the women on his cell phone as they placed items in a shopping cart and a large shoulder bag. He later followed the woman to the car in the parking lot as they began to place items into the trunk. As he approached the rear of the car, one of the women pulled out a can of mace and sprayed as Boyd started shooting. The other woman took Ferguson, who had multiple gunshot wounds, to the hospital and then disappeared. This guy got fired. He got fired for this, and again, following people out when they are stealing something, this is how people fucking die. And it is not worth, none of this is worth someone's life being taken. I've been having trouble finding updates on this story. I'm pretty sure the woman and the baby are still alive, but it said that they are in critical condition in the hospital. So this next one is actually not a store employee. I did make a video about this, but I had to unlist it because YouTube didn't like it. In Dallas, this was last year. In Dallas, at a Family Dollar, there was a man who was a person who would come in and frequently steal. And he came in, an employee asked him to leave, and then he walked back in. He did physically attack, or allegedly physically attack, one or two of the store employees. And then he started to run out of the store when a random bystander, another customer in the store, as this guy was literally walking out the door, pulled out a gun and shot the robber, and he died. And the man who shot the robber got charged with murder because he was running out of the store when this guy decided to pull his firearm out and shoot. There was no imminent danger. A Dallas man is charged with murder for shooting and killing an unarmed robber he believed was attacking two dollar store employees. After the shooting, the man stayed on the scene and spoke with police. Dallas police say 47-year-old Kevin Jackson was legally carrying the gun used to shoot and kill 26-year-old Philip Betts inside a Family Dollar. He told police he was worried about the safety of the two employees. The murder charges raises question about when it is appropriate to step in and use deadly force. According to an arrest affidavit, a female assistant manager recognized Betts as someone who frequently steals. She asked Betts to leave to return stolen items from his coat. Betts tried to leave with the items, but the woman took his backpack. Betts briefly stepped outside, but returned, striking her multiple times with his fist. Another employee intervened by spraying Betts with mace and trying to get him to leave. Jackson, who police say is not connected to anyone involved, walked in and noticed the fight. After watching for a moment, police say he pulled out his firearm, told the woman to move, and fired a single shot that killed Betts. Police say it was a legal gun. They already said that. And his defense attorney, or a defense attorney, said that this was completely legal for him to do. But the police He said he was concerned for the safety of the two women, but the police themselves, the Dallas police sergeant, said that just know that at the time of the shooting, there was no imminent danger for a deadly force confrontation, not at this point. Obviously, I don't want anybody to get hurt, but again, this guy got charged with murder because he pulled out a gun to stop someone who had allegedly robbed the store when he was running out. And I have one more, and this one I think is the most sad in my opinion. These are all sad. I had not heard of this one before making this video. This was also in Texas, in Houston. The parents of a Houston man killed by Carter's Country employee are speaking out for the first time, asking justice for their son who was shot in the back while running out of the store. This was another instance of an unarmed man who was attempting to rob a store, and he got shot and killed. We want justice. That's what we want. Angela Evans, the mother of the man killed, said, "He took the life of our son, my grandson's father. We want justice." The family of Terry Evans Jr., who is the person who got shot and killed, spoke out publicly for the first time to ABC 13 on Monday. It is also the first time we have seen surveillance video of the incident, which contradicts initial reports of what happened on June 21st, 2020. I could not, even if I was able to find the footage, which I could not actually find, I wouldn't be able to play it on YouTube. So that's why I'm going over this article like this, because I would tell you guys if there was footage, and obviously you're doing your own research is something I always advocate for. I think that is super important because sometimes people get shit wrong. The video shows Terry walking into Carter's Country store and heading to the cash register. He grabs something that appears to be money and walks towards the door. A woman employee runs toward him on the right, and then a man runs after him while shooting. The surveillance video on the outside of the building captures the moment Terry ran out, and then a bullet that pierced through his body from the back exits the front, hitting the glass door of the store. Terry then runs out with the store employee following, still shooting. He turns his back to run out the door, and the employee shoots, his mother said. Not only one time, he shot him twice, and to me, he didn't even think. To me, he was just wanting to kill somebody. Surveillance video shows another store employee going outside to motion for the shooter to come back inside. The family's attorney, Jason Gibson, said nobody from the store called 911, but once the police did arrive, the initial story was misleading. In Texas, you're only justified in using deadly force if you feel like you're in fear of imminent death or serious bodily injury. He points out initial police reports said that Terry had a sharp object and that the employee who shot him feared for his life. Again, this was just a lie. He was not armed, and this store employee shot and killed him. It's just one of the most brainless takes I think I've ever heard.
But
it's not my idea.
It's Fox News. I'm not surprised.
Yes,
but
I love
The
it.
armed component.
But it is amazing that you have all this concern about liability where it sort of cuts against the employees. What about the liability for the employees? You're creating, I think the legal term is attractive nuisance, by having a store that doesn't enforce shoplifting, doesn't enforce this kind of theft.
No. I actually worked at a store with my older brother. We worked in the same store. We worked in different departments, but both of our managers, and they were completely different people, they would tell us all the time, if people are stealing shit, let them fucking steal shit. It is not worth getting seriously injured or fucking killed over someone stealing merchandise from a store, okay? It is just not worth it. And yeah, for people that run small businesses, yeah, obviously them getting robbed or people going in there and stealing shit, that shit sucks, okay? Nobody's advocating that someone does this, but chasing after these people, doing anything like this is fucking crazy. It's how people get seriously hurt and fucking die.
And aren't you endangering your employees? And why can't employees get together? I mean, I would think that, and I think it's a constitutional right you have, even if you're at work, to be able to be safe in your environment, to be able to protect yourself.
Yeah, these people just want to shoot people. That's what they're fucking advocating for. They literally just want people to get shot. This is why it's funny because it's those crazy 2A people that say that the people that advocate for gun control are the nutty ones. This is fucking insane, okay? Like, this is really batshit insane to me right now, the things that are coming out of these people's mouths.
Defend yourself.
To defend yourself.
You have that right to do it, but does that...
No, you don't, because if a company has a policy that says that you are not allowed to go after those people, it doesn't matter what the fucking Constitution says. If there is a policy that says that you cannot chase after people, if there is a policy for a store. The store that I worked at has a no firearms policy, period. You can't have a firearm. So the workers, they are not allowed to be armed. If you want to lose your fucking job, go ahead. Break store policy and lose your fucking job. You have to follow the goddamn rules. How is this hard? Law and order, my fucking ass. These dumbass people literally cannot. They've never worked a real job in their fucking lives, and this is so much proof of it. So fucking out of touch. Oh my fucking lord. I cannot believe how out of touch these crazy ass people sound.
Include stopping other people? Of course not.
And think about these people that have to close stores down at the end of the day.
That's terrible.
Right.
And how terrifying that is.
It's a lot. Again, this is also something, this is not something that grocery stores just have. Almost every single business that I have ever come across, ever worked for, ever heard other people working for, that's not open 24/7, that has to close at the end of the day, they have something called a buddy system. It's pretty self-explanatory. The buddy system means that when you close the store, you don't walk to your car by yourself. You either go with another person or you go as a group. Fast food places do it. Grocery stores do it. This is a policy that many companies have. You guys can Google all of the shit that I've said. You guys can look up for yourselves, okay? So again, they're saying, oh, it's so terrifying. No, because these companies do have procedures and rules and regulations and things in place to keep their employees safe, because if someone dies on the job, that is money. That is a problem for them, and they don't want problems. They want to try to not have people die on their property, because I guarantee you, employees getting killed on store property is going to be way more of a financial and PR headache for these big corporations versus people going in and just stealing merchandise, okay? And again, these people are acting like people are driving fucking giant-ass dump trucks up to the back of the store and stealing the entire goddamn store. Again, I'm not advocating for people to steal shit or whatever, but I don't know. I can't believe. I don't know why I'm stunned by this. I guess it's just it's a little strange, I guess, to me to hear all of these people who have this massive platform and audience talk about shit that they just clearly know absolutely nothing about. But that's going to be it for the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.